This time 2 years ago, they said we could come back. Dozer lines, football fields wide, buzz cutting the hillside, keeping us safe. The sky was Halloween orange to the west, day after disaster gray to the east, and if you strain to see it, just enough patches of blue to remind what a sky is supposed to look like. It had been 12 days, and the sheriff said, "Come on back," and town leaders recorded themselves on their phones walking downtown in that eerie pink light and midday shadow to tell us it was safe to come home. Tired residents with a mark of worn-out welcomes of other people's rules unpacked their trucks and Subarus. You can stay if you hold your breath and you act like you're not here. Their animals wanting out of their crates, their kids wanting to swim in the creek, the mamas needing to do all that evacuation laundry, taking the wedding photo album from out of the back seat, papas not wanting to barbecue at a time like this. It was so hot and windy that not even the bark beetles buzzed, reminding us that the forest would someday fall to them. I live in a suburb now, where neighbors put down rat poison and possums melt from the insides on our green front lawns. The apocalypse is slow here. Makes itself presentable. We take it out to the curb with Wednesday's trash, surprised by the maggots, but not the raid. I drive to the city, where born and raised poets have staked claim to a few decades of local history, send up street names and stale soundscapes our stories soothe and seize. But can't they be well crafted? Can't we cruise past conditional? You get one identity and one identity only. Latina poet is already taken. My family got here too early. My politics got too Chicana. And my Spanish sucks harder than hookers on Harbor Boulevard in the 80s. That was for you, Ben.
I was 8.
But don't they look so much better as a Disneyland parking lot? An academic poet would teach freshman comp somewhere. A street poet would be able to memorize and cliche rhyme with a fresh, full face of potential. My mother words are too exhausted. My sex words are too married, coming at me with the precision of a master lover, happily ever aftered, headboard and joints creaking equally. There is much to do about something here. There is space and time and identity. And if you discuss climate change like it's a theory here, like you can sign a petition, like you can lobby your politician and Mad Hatter tweeter and recycle and reuse and reduce above the whirl of a fan, a neighbor's sprinkler goes off in the darkness, and I step outside and I can smell the precious water as it hits more concrete than crabgrass. There's a fire somewhere, but it will never reach us. Maybe it will burn in other people's imaginations. It took my imagination and left me with memory. I smell it on my skin, I see it behind my eyelids, taste the tough, chalky aftermath on my tongue. Did you know a fire can burn a whole bookcase and the ash contains the form ghost books until you touch the satin texture of after, and it disappears like snowflakes in your hands. I didn't know that either until that gray film smoothed my hands. It's our anniversary. We were called to come back, and we were gonna be okay. Make it a date, light a candle, watch it burn. The night loomed on the ridgeline where the god of war slew the sky, blood red and orange against the black night. We prayed for mercy to no God at all. In the morning, they said, go. Bleat, bleat, phone, bleat. If you are in the towns of, and they listed all the towns, and it was most of our towns, and the mothers packed the kids and the dogs and grabbed whatever was in the dryer, left the photo albums on the sideboard, called for the cat. Fathers woke up from their 1 hour of sleep, having spent the night on the rooftop with a limp dick hose, watering their houses in trickles of despair. They could hear the propane tank bombs behind them. Firefighters watching their own town burn, fleeing down our miserable, beautiful street. And I carried nothing out but this bell jar of memory that swells in the heat and burns my nostrils in my sleep. I moved here to escape, but I brought myself with me. You might be sick of hearing about fire, sick of my identity, and I would love to relish the hatred of defeat, living as I do without metaphor in climate's new conceit.